So hi everyone, welcome to Gloria Horn Sewing Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name's Steve, and today we normally do Tuesdays with Tiffany. She's our resident bag maker, but Tiffany's sick. She had a cough, and we said, "Go home, go home. We don't want any sickness here." So we sent Tiffany home. So I decided to take over her show, and what I thought we would do today is go over every little piece that came with the new Baby Lock Radiance and the new Brother Avenir. So we're going to go through all the pieces and parts. This is kind of like an overview, kind of a new owner's class of the Radiance. I just got the pieces out. I didn't prepare a lesson or anything, so we're just going to do this together and kind of learn anew about the machine. So this wasn't a planned thing. So hopefully, if you're watching, you have that new Radiance or Avenir. But if you don't, you can give us a call and we can talk about getting that machine for you. So, but yeah, we have the Brother Avenir and the Baby Lock Radiance, two new top of the line machines. But we also have the Bernina 990, which is another machine that we're going to show. And other thing that we have in the works for everyone is that we're going to do it virtually and in person. The manufacturers like us to do something that's called market surveys, where we introduce the new features to you, and then you're able to give your feedback, and then that feedback goes back to the manufacturers of the machine. So it's kind of a neat experience to take part of, that your opinion matters, and it gets reported back to the manufacturer. So we call those I just forgot what we call those. I forget what I just said they were. Market surveys. Thank you, Tommy. Market surveys, yes. Our market surveys are an opportunity for you to give your feedback and to learn about the machine. So we welcome people who don't have the machine, as well as people who also have the machine. So we're going to be doing those virtually and in the store. So, but to get us started, the first thing in the bubble is for that $500 deposit on the new Baby Lock Radiance. If this machine, you feel like you're ready to make that deposit and want to learn more about it, you can put that $500 down. It's fully refundable. We also have machines from the cruise available. So we have cruise deals going on right now. I have an email started about that to send out to everyone so you guys can learn about that. But if you want to learn about the machines that we had on our cruise at a great deal, give us a call and we can talk about that more. So going through, the next thing we have in the lineup is the printed manuals for the Baby Lock Radiance. Now with new products that come out, not always do they have a written manual, right? So they want us to use a QR code or go online and look at the manual that way. And that's great, but we also like to have printed written manuals for us to look at too. So we have those available. So this is going to be for the Baby Lock Radiance limited edition machine. There's two different versions of the machine. There's the Baby Lock Radiance and the Baby Lock Radiance limited edition. The manuals are exactly the same, except for the color of the front of the page. So either manual, no matter which one you order for which machine you have, you'll be fully up to date with all the information. The manuals are exactly the same, except for the color of the front. So if you got a Radiance and yours doesn't say limited edition, don't worry either way, because it's practically the same machine, just different colors on it. So you will get a couple of different printed manuals. This is the embroidery design guide that shows all the designs in picture format so you can see what they are. But we always like to have a printed manual. One of the cruise machines being shipped out, depends which cruise machine it is. Do you know our machines from the cruise are just coming back now? Things with the freight delivery systems take a little longer than sometimes we expect in getting things back through customs. So those machines that we had on our cruise are just coming back now, and we're going to get all those checked in, and we're going to be able to offer those cruise machine deals to everyone. So let's start. Let's go start going through the pieces and the parts that came with the Baby Lock Radiance and the Brother Avenir. Now the machine I have in front of us is the parts from the Baby Lock Radiance, but if you have the Avenir, the parts are going to be identical between the two machines. So let's get started. In the manual, I thought the easiest way for us to do this is I'm just going to go through what every included accessory is on our sheet here, and we'll go through them quickly. But just to learn what they are and what the pieces look like. So to do this, I'm going to clear a spot on the table here. And we're going to go through all the pieces and parts and just go a little overview of what they are, just so you can see it. I think it's a nice overview of learning about this machine. So I have the Radiance accessory box here. It flips open now. If you want to take these trays, you can take them over to this side, the lid, and they sit nicely into the lid portion of the accessory box too. The other nice thing what you can do is the machine comes with a free arm cover. This can be used for sewing when you don't have the embroidery unit on. It flips open in the front for you. And then what you can do is you can take one of these trays and you can put it in here so you have it available to use while you're sewing too. So we'll just take this aside for now, but this is the free arm cover. So going through the parts here, let's start with the J-foot. So this is our J-foot. It has a clear opening in front. It has a button on the side for getting over thick seams. This is our universal foot. The machine tells you which foot to use for sewing. You'll see that the little J is imprinted in the middle of the foot there. It has a smooth bottom along the bottom, so you get good feed contact with the feed dogs. But this is our J foot. So that's the universal foot that snaps onto the ankle of the machine. The ankle of the machine. See if we can grab an ankle from someplace. Just it might be one from right. I see one right there on that machine. Oop. Actually, this is right here. This will work. Okay. Okay, so I found the ankle. So the ankle attaches to the feet. So if we put this down, and this is all kind of basic, probably you guys are familiar to you, but the feet just snap on like that onto the ankle, and then there's a button in the back that releases the foot. Okay, so that's our J foot. The next foot that comes with the machine is the N plus foot. The N plus foot is another one of those feet that attaches to the ankle. You'll see it has the N plus written down inside. Some of the different things about the N plus foot that you'll notice versus the regular N foot is that it has these extra stabilizer bars on the back to help keep those keep that foot straight, to help with those decorative stitches. It has a kind of a Teflon flat finish as opposed to the shiny finish. That is to allow things that are more sticky to sew over, like vinyls or leathers, to pass through more freely underneath the foot. One of the other things you'll notice is that if we flip the foot over and we look at the bottom of the N foot, it has that cutout in the middle to allow the decorative stitches to pass through more easily, versus the J foot, where that's more of a flat finish at the bottom and doesn't have that cutout. So we use the N foot a lot and the J foot a lot on our machines. The next foot is for the G foot. That one is for overcasting. This one has a G down in the center of it, and the machine will tell you when to use your overcasting foot. The I foot is our zipper foot. It has an I written down. Now this I foot can attach to either side. So there's a large bar that goes across. The ankle can attach to this side of the J foot or the I foot, or it can attach to the other side of the I foot. So you can use it in two positions, whether you're doing stitching on the right or left side of the zipper. So that's we're up to the I foot. Next is our A foot. This one is our buttonhole foot. This one attaches right onto the ankle as well. So that's our A plus foot, and it attaches to the ankle right here. There's two pieces to this A plus foot. If you're using very delicate fabric where you do not want the feed dogs to touch the fabric, if you're using something like something delicate. What's like a silk fabric or something where you don't want those feed dogs to touch the fabric. You're going to lay the fabric in between. Let's see if I can have a piece of here's a fabric. You're going to lay that piece of that fabric in between the guard like this, and then that way the fabric will move along without touching the feed dogs. Your button, you place your button in the front of the foot here. So if you have a button, you place it in there, and that determines what size you make the buttonhole. If you don't have delicate fabric, you can just use this piece by itself without the extra piece underneath, okay? Sally, what's the price on the Radiance? I wish I could tell you over the website, over the internet like this, but we are not allowed. And we don't like to break the rules. So you got to call us, and then we can talk about that. So 412-344-2330, option 2, rings to us and to John and I, and we'll be happy to go over that with you. So next on our list here is the R foot. R foot, that one's labeled here, and that is for blind stitch foot. The next foot is the M foot. That is our button fitting foot, so that's what this one looks like. That's to help you to sew on a button. We've done different demonstrations like this for these feet, but for today's lesson, I just want to kind of go over all the pieces and parts, but that's the M foot that comes with it. The next foot is on the list is our 1/4-inch piecing foot with guide. This is the foot comes with it. It has a large guide on the side that helps you get that 1/4-inch. This one has a single hole opening down the middle, so you aren't able to adjust the needle from left to right to just for that scant 1/4-inch. There is another 1/4-inch foot that we like that might be coming up in the lineup here that doesn't come with the machine, but this is the standard 1/4-inch foot that comes with the machine. Now, your accessory box doesn't come completely full. That allows you to add feet that don't come with the machine into spaces. So, for instance, in this center slot here, this is the 1/4-inch piecing foot. It doesn't have a place where it goes directly labeled like some of the other feet, but there's openings here for this foot to fit, and it fits right in there. We have our straight stitch foot. Straight stitch foot is not a foot that we use a whole lot, but it comes packaged separate here. And people like this one for straight stitch piecing. If you, from the center of the needle to the outside of the guide here is a 1/4-inch with different markings at the toe of that foot. So that is our straight stitch foot. It is able to fit in one of those slots there too, but it is packaged separately in our machine with some instructions too, okay? We have our C foot here. This is for free motion quilting. It's a small opening for delicate work with free motion quilting, so that is our C foot. We also have our O foot. This is the traditional foot for free motion quilting. It hops up and down, and this one attached to the machine, and that's the standard open toe free motion quilt. Now our machine has a new attachment that allows for stitch regulation when we're doing our free motion quilting. And I tell you what, I'm going to practice it some free motion quilting because now that we have this stitch regulator available to us, I want to get good at it. And it doesn't come without practice. I'll tell you that. You got to practice. I feel like you got to practice for hours to get that rhythm, that motion down. But I know I've seen people do it out there on the internet. So I know if they can do it, we can do it too. So we're going to learn together some of this free motion quilting techniques, and there's some different feet. So we're going to get to that. So let's keep going down the list. The E foot. This is used for echo quilting, and a lot of times we didn't use some of these extra feet because the free motion. I'm not good at regulating the speed ourselves, but now that we have that new attachment, I feel like we're going to be able to use some of these attachments more. But that's the E foot. That is a free motion echo foot. The next thing is the adapter on the list. Now this is not the most exciting piece, but this one is what the adapter is. I'll put it here so you can see what it looks like. The adapter is used for low shank attachments that you're using on this high shank machine. So the Baby Lock Radiance, the Brother Avenir are both high shank machines. There's sometimes that you need an attachment to make it a low shank. And then there's also a little screw that comes with that. And I'm looking through our pieces here to see where it's at, to show you what it looks like. And I'm not finding it, so we'll come back to it. I know it'll appear because it'll be here. So, but there's a little screw that goes with our adapter. So let's now look at the new stitch regulator foot, and that one is right here. So it says laser on one side, it says Baby Lock on the other. If you have the Brother version, it'll say Brother on it and laser on this side, but this attaches to the machine. It hooks onto the ankle of the machine just like normal, like our W foot fits on, like our embroidery foot. And then there's different toe attachments that can fit with this. So if we look at the foot here, there's a slider button back here. If you push that slider forward, it releases the front of that foot. So this is the foot itself without any attachments to it. There's several different attachments that come with the machine, and they fit in this part of the accessory box. Right there. So SR is for our stitch regulation, and it comes with a open toe. It comes with a closed toe. It also comes with an echo quilting foot. And these all just slide into the front of the machine. So with that, if we wanted to attach our echo quilting foot, you're going to take that foot and you're going to slide it into the front of the machine till it clicks. And when you pull out, it won't come out. And then that attachment is there for echo quilting. To remove that, you push the button back here forward, and that slides out, and you're able to use the other attachments. Okay? So put that back in there. We're going to do some free motion quilting classes coming up. I want to practice some so I can bring you guys a good lesson on how this works. So that is our free motion quilting foot that regulates our stitches. That's our stitch regulator. The next foot on our list is our W foot. That is for our embroidery foot. This one attaches to the machine. We probably are all familiar with this foot. We use this foot a lot, but this is our W foot and attaches the machine for embroidery. And it now has a place to live right here in the W spot. We have our compact digital dual feed. So this foot comes standard with the machines now. This is the new version of the digital dual feed. This is the compact version. What they've done is they've decreased the amount of plastic housing that is around it, especially along the bottom area here. People in the past have felt like that the plastic housing sometimes got in their way, but I'll tell you with this foot, they've eliminated that plastic housing and made it a much more smaller footprint, so it's easier to use now. And this is the walking foot that our Baby Lock and Brother machines use. It's a belt drive system, so it advances the top layer of fabric with a belt, as well as the bottom layer being advanced by the feed dogs. There are different feet that attach to this. The machine comes with a universal foot, so they just snap on and off like this, and they just clamp on. But the one that comes with it standard is the universal foot. It also comes with a couching foot for the digital dual feed, and it is, I did just have it. Oh, right here. Okay, so this is the other one that comes with it. The machine has the ability to couch over top of decorative cording. This foot has a hole in the middle of it there, right there, and we're able to stitch over decorative cording with this foot, but that is our couching for our dual feed foot. The machine is also capable of doing yarn couching. So the yarn couching foot is this guy here. It has this extra yarn guide attached to the top there, and this one is called our Y foot. So there's a Y imprinted right there, and this is our Y foot. In conjunction with the couching foot, there is also a yarn guide that attaches to the machine. I'll show you where this attaches to the machine here. So over here, when we lift the lid up, and it's right here. This goes right there and attaches the machine for the cowl chain. So if you're looking to see where that goes, there's two little holes there, two holes here that line up, and they just go right like that. So that's your yawn guide. And then it comes with some needles, different packs of needles here that you can use with the machine. You know what our favorite needles are those embroidery 9014 needles. So we use those a lot. Let's see. The machine also comes with bobbins, so 10 of the standard bobbins. Going through here, we have a seam ripper right here. But we never use seam rippers, right? So they have one right there for you. You can keep it right there. There is a pair of scissors that comes with the machine. Hey, there's that little screw. I knew it would show up. Okay, let's go back. Here's that screw I was looking for. Let's go back to our adapter. I usually like to keep these two together. So there's a flat portion of this, and that screw goes in here like this. Keep those two together. And that's for the adapter, okay? But we have scissors, we have a cleaning brush, an eyelet punch, is that orange one, a series of screwdrivers, so there's a small screwdriver, a large screwdriver, you have the multi-purpose screwdriver, okay, this is my favorite. Different ways to use this is different positions. So this part rotates. If you're going to take the foot on and off of your machine, you can put it in position 1, and you can use that on the screw to tighten the needle of the screw needle or the foot. If you have an application where you need to have the screwdriver up like this to use, you can put it down in position 2 and use it that way. The other way is that if you flip it all the way in to position 3, where you can see it down in there, you can take one of your hoops, and to get that hoop tight, you can take that screwdriver and put it over that and give that a turn that way, and you can use that as a hoop screwdriver. You can use it this way too for the hoop screwdriver. It's just harder to get it in the right place when you're doing it this way. So that way, if you flip it in to position 3, you can just slide that over and just turn, and you'll find where it goes in, and it's much easier to tighten and loosen that hoop, okay? We have some spool caps. There's a couple different sizes of spool caps. You have a small, medium, and large. You're gonna match the spool cap that best fits the spool of thread that you're using. Our gray spool cap, we love those. You're going to use that for the embroidery thread. That fits right down inside a cone of thread. So if you're wondering what to use with these cones of threads, when you put that to thread the machine, that goes right down in. I'm going to show you a new feature about the Baby Lock Radiance that I find it a little easier to thread the machine. So let's go right over here. So when you're threading up your machine, this spool stand here, now used to flip to there, now it flips the whole way up. Isn't that nice? So you can take your spool and just set it on there and then put your spool cap on and you're ready to go. I don't know about you, but when it only went to this portion, I used to fight trying to get that through there. Now that the spool comes all the way up, I feel like it's a lot easier to get that on there to use that thread. So you'll notice that that spool stand comes all the way up now. So when you go to use it, just lift that up, put that there, put the thread cap right through there, okay? So that's our new spool stand there. And our spool stand here, This works by squeezing here, pull this off, thread stand pulls up, so that's our thread stand. This attaches right to the top of the machine here. From here, we go to thread this. We're going to thread so this stands here. We're going to go up here. Now, when I'm using the thread stand, I like to go from here, no matter which one you're using, use the one directly above it. And then I like to go from here into number 2. So into number 2, and then 1, and I'll follow all the way through. 1, 2, 3, up and over 4. Once I get past 4, I like to put the foot down. That puts a little more tension on your thread for you to go behind number 6 and then up into that cutter. And the cutter's in a new place, I guarantee. After using it a couple times, you'll find where that thread cuts off pretty easily, and then just press that needle threader button and it threads your needle for you, okay? So from going to the spool stand, you're gonna go to the one right above it. I hit number 2 just as an extra thread guide, and then around the rest of the way, okay? You're also going to get a little package of this stuff here. This is all stuff to use with the thread stand. I never open this bag, okay? I never open this bag because you don't really need to use it unless you like have a special application. But most of the stuff that we do, this bag probably can stay intact just as it is, and you might not have to use it. So if you want to be like us, we don't go to the trouble of using that. So that's what's like all this listed here on the included accessories is a lot of stuff in this little bag, and we don't use it. So some other things that come with it is this little black plate here. This is called an embroidery needle plate cover. Never used it before. Some people might have used it out there. We haven't found a reason to do it. It raises the height of the needle plate for some reason when you're doing certain things, but I've never found a really reason to use it, but they still include it. But that is an embroidery needle plate cover. Another accessory that comes with the machine is this foot lift. You can put this into the front of the machine to raise and lower the presser foot. And then if you push on it here, you can turn it so that this hits you in the right spot of your knee. Now our machine has that feature where when we press a button, the needle goes down, the foot pops up, so you don't always have to use this, but that's what this is. This is the knee lift to raise and lower the presser foot. We have a couple different bobbin cases. The bobbin case that comes in your machine is going to be the general use bobbin case, and you'll know that because it has green paint on the screw. I'm going to grab that bobbin case, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Here's our bobbin case. Let's put that down here. The general use bobbin case has green paint right there. And that's our general use bobbin case. That one's for quilting, sewing. That one's the one that comes in the machine. That tension set on that bobbin case is so that the threads meet in between the layers of fabric like it should. You can use this one for embroidery too. The other bobbin case that the machine comes with is the alternate bobbin case. So these are the two. And the thing you'll notice first, what the difference, right looking at it, is one has a purple dot and one does not. So oftentimes you'll hear us say green dot, purple dot. Green dot is that general use one. It's the green paint on the side. Purple dot has the purple dot down inside. The easiest way to remember how to use the two different bobbins, is that when you're bobbin cases, that when you're doing embroidery, if you're using the one with the green paint on the side, the green dot, and you start getting white bobbin thread coming up top, switch to the purple dot and that'll fix it. Once you have that purple dot in there, you can kind of use the machine as normal and things like that, but that's the difference. The purple dot has a higher tension, so it pulls that top thread down more. So just try to, as the one piece that I try to have people remember is that if you see white embroidery thread coming up, switch to the purple dot and that should solve the issue for you, okay? Moving through, we have a straight stitch needle plate. Now the universal needle plate has a little larger opening right here for general purpose sewing. Now if you look real close, there's a notch right here. Kate's got it. Oh my gosh, look at that. You see that notch right there? Yours has that too. I've gotten several phone calls over the years because people say there's a chip in my needle plate, and it looks like there is. You're not lying, but that chip is supposed to be there. They told us once what it was for, something about stitches and things like that, in the needle in that left position, but that little notch is supposed to be there, okay? Now the other stitch plate that comes with it is our straight stitch needle plate. You'll see that that just has a single hole right there in the middle. Now sometimes when you're sewing fabric, especially piecing with decorative fabric on the edges of the things, that sometimes your fabric can get shoved down into this hole, and people don't like that. So oftentimes people will switch to the straight stitch needle plate so the fabric has more support, so the fabric doesn't have the ability to get shoved down in that opening and it stays up on top of the needle plate. Now I will tell you, with our Baby Lock and Brother machines, I haven't found the need to switch out to that straight stitch needle plate very often, but sometimes you know the type of person you are. Are you one of those like hardcore, like to the millimeter when you're stitching with your piecing and stuff like that? And there's some people that are like, that's pretty close. I'm a that's pretty close kind of person. But there takes all kinds of us out there. So if you're really particular about your piecing and you want that support, switch to the straight stitch needle plate. I will tell you some of our aggressive piecers. Let's call them aggressive piecers. They like Ruth Ann. She's an aggressive piecer. Her points are perfect. She switches to the straight stitch needle plate. So those are the two that come with it. Some of the other things is some bobbin covers. The bobbin covers that's come standard with the machine is the one with the markings. That's the one I like because I like to clearly see where that 1/4 inch mark is here. It also comes with a clear one, and then it also comes with one for doing some cording work. We don't use these other ones very much, but they just come with it for things. But the one primarily you'll use is the one that comes with the universal foot, and it has the markings on it, and that's the one that I like to use the most. So let's see. Oh God, I'm glad you guys are finding this informative. This was just on the fly, just going through the list, just sharing some of the things we know. So I'm glad this is being informative. So our hoops. The hoops that come with this machine are going to be our 4x4, our 5x7, okay, we have the 4x4, the 5x7, ten and 5/8 by 10 and 5/8, and 11 and 5/8 by 18 and 1/4. Okay, so 4 hoops that come with this machine. We're going to come back to this hoop. I'm going to show you guys some of the new features of this hoop after we clear the decks here a second. So we're going to come back to this hoop. Don't let me forget. How are we on time? I wanted to go till 1 o'clock. So 12. Okay. So we have a lot to cover in 10 minutes. So we'll get through the rest of this. So we did the hoops. We did the scanning frame. This scanning frame was something we used a lot before we were able to send things wirelessly to the machine. With this scanning frame, you could put a picture on here and you could scan it into the machine. Now that we're able to do a lot of things wirelessly, we haven't used this as much, but it still comes with the machine. It's still useful. But that's what this is. It's the scanning frame with the magnets on here. So It comes with embroidery thread. It comes with some different positioning stickers that are inside here. Now, I will tell you, the machine comes with like calibration stickers and things like that. But as a user, as like a person who works with these machines, I personally have never calibrated a machine. I've never had to calibrate the needle stickers or anything like that. I know sometimes that's something we like to try to do because we feel like something's off. But me personally, I've never had to do it. I couldn't even walk you through how to do it because I've never done it. Zach, our technician's done that. But the calibration stickers, if you're having to recalibrate, just something's going on. And but just so you know, me personally, I've never had to recalibrate a machine with those stickers. It does come with some other stickers. Two different types. Are they in here? They are. Okay, here they are. Two different types of stickers. These are the ones you're going to use for placement and for sewing. These ones are called, we call these the snowman stickers. These are embroidery placement stickers. And then we also have endpoint sewing stickers. And these are used for sewing. So those are the two stickers that you will probably use with the machine. And we are going to have lessons to cover how that works. It comes with a piece of tearaway stabilizer in with the machine, and then it also comes with the new Stylus. The new Stylus has two different places where you're able to store it. Right in the accessory tray here, it's able to snap in there, and also on the machine up top here. So on this top of this lid, you can set the Stylus right here. And there's a place for that Stylus to sit, which I kind of like it up there rather opposed to on the side. I feel like it's a little safer up there. So that's our two storage places for the Stylus. With this Stylus, oh good. The 1 o'clock meeting I had is running late, so I'm going to tell her that this is about the spring event. I'm going to tell her it's okay. That's okay. I am running late too. Okay. Okay, sorry. So we're all good now. We have a little more time. I was worried. So the new Stylus that comes with the machine, there's the push button on this side. We haven't put the battery in ours yet, but slide this back. It takes a AAA battery. I am good at stealing those out of the remote because I need a battery in a pinch. Now the other portion of this Stylus is here. You turn this, that comes off, and this is a tip that you're able to use right on the screen. Now you'll notice it is a clear disc tip that you're able to kind of see through it when you're working on the screen. So that works flat on the screen as a Stylus. That's the new version. So as a protector, this goes over top and screws on. So that's the new Stylus. We have the accessory case here. Now I noticed down in the accessory case here, there's this black foam, and that is for our foot. So if we put this in here, it just sits like that, and I think this guy can sit. Does it fit down in there? I have it fitting like that, okay? So there's a place for your stitch regulator. Your A-foot fits in here as well. So you take the portion here, and this just sits right down in here. So the A-foot can sit down in there. Our compact digital feed is designed to fit down into this area here. So that'll sit there. There's an opening in this tray here for the soles. We call those soles. Those fit down in there. Couple more things to go over, and I'm just going to put some of this away down in here so I don't lose any of our pieces and parts. The screwdriver, there's a secret spot you can you can tuck it away. This spot right here is for a traditional walking foot that doesn't come with the machine. But if you want a place to store this screwdriver, it can fit right there. It's not supposed to go there, but it fits there. So that's where I like to keep mine. This I'm going to put back on the machine. That's our universal one. This single straight needle plate will fit right down in here. I like to flip it over. It fits flatter that way. And then you can store the other accessories in this open spot here. Okay, so I will take these trays and I'm going to put them back over on this side. Okay, I'll close that up. A couple other pieces I see here. I'm just going to put them away now that I have it. We have the scissors. We're going to look at the new multifunction foot control. You can use this with the side pedal attached, or you can use it independently. The machine comes with a bar that attaches to the bottom here and unscrews here to attach it. So if you don't like the side pedal, don't want to use it, you can leave it off. The foot pedal works like a normal foot pedal would, where the gas pedal up here runs the machine. The heel pedal here, when you press on that, is our new chair got here.
Can we just wheel them in?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can we get our...
Yeah.
What were we saying? Here's another market survey.
Another market survey they're doing. So we have a gentleman coming in that he's got a new version of chairs that we're gonna surprise you guys with. The chair. Yeah,
no,
I think
how
Kate,
about a good shot?
Kate has it with the camera. So what's your name?
My name is Curtis.
Curtis. Okay, so we have Curtis here. We just
Should we give him a mic?
We can give him a mic. Yeah, you can come on in.
Put it on.
Yeah. So Curtis just drove from I'm not sure where, but
Frederick, Maryland.
He came from Frederick, Maryland. Come on in here so they can see
Sure.
you too. So we're just putting him on the spot here with our chairs. So he talked to me last week or a couple weeks ago about a new sewing chair that's really popular out there in the market, and I said, sure, let's take a look at them. So these are the chairs that we're learning about today. So Gloria and Joni are out learning about them there, and he is going to give us a quick overview of what these chairs can do right now on the live. So, but these are the chairs, and we're going to get Kate to show, and we're going to talk about why this chair is so great. So, can I sit in it actually?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They really put me on the spot here, so.
We're going to figure out which camera to use here. So, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do the over. That's good.
That'll work.
Tight, confined space.
Let's see.
Show them.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah.
Give your...
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to mention about chairs is, especially for people that have back issues and things, it's really a challenge to get a chair that fits you, especially for ladies that are a little shorter. Most office chairs are great big and they're too large to actually accommodate and get you sitting back to the back. So people end up stuffing a pillow behind their back or something like that to get that space. With this, you have different chair depths that are available. So you're sitting on the standard one, but they make a petite one that would be a little bit shorter in depth. So you could for sure get back to that. The other thing is you want a chair that comes the whole way up when you're sitting forward at a sewing machine, that'll come the whole way up and give you that back support when you're leaning forward sewing. This is the only chair that has adjustable lumbar support. So when I crank this out, you're going to feel that in the small of your back, giving you that extra support to your back. And that just feels amazing to most people. And of course, you can adjust it to wherever you want. The last thing is when you're sewing, you're actually sitting leaning out over your chair like this. With this chair, you can tilt it forward, and it angles forward and supports you, relieves this pressure point at the front of your leg, and gets you up where you have the support. It feels a little weird when you're sitting out here, but if you were actually up at a machine, it feels pretty amazing. So you can sit for hours and be comfortable, and that's something that you just can't get out of a standard.
That's what we want to be able to sit and sew for hours, right? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, this is an amazing chair. We're gonna, if anyone's coming to the spring event, we're gonna have these on display for you guys to try out, because I feel like just looking at the chair, you got to sit in it and really try it. But I'm telling you what, this is like
next level.
This is next level. It is. Yeah. And what is this called? The ultimate sewing chair?
The ultimate sewing chair.
It is. It is like the ultimate sewing chair. So
Yep.
I'm sure they come in different colors and stuff.
Yes.
But
you have about 120 fabric choices, a couple different sizes, so they have a petite size, a regular size.
Okay.
And then, like I say, you can customize it with arms if you're using it in an office.
Okay.
There are many different customizations that you can do, so you can make it yours.
Awesome. So you guys are gonna have to tune in on Thursday night, because we're gonna go over these chairs. What's the weight limit on the chairs? What's our weight limit?
300 is the standard chair.
Okay.
They make a 500.
We got a chair for everyone. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
do.
Yeah. So we'll go
Yep.
over these chairs again. We're gonna
Yep.
learn about them more. But
Thank you very much.
thanks for coming in. Yeah, thanks for letting us put you on the spot and stuff. So this is our. You said Chester. What's
Curtis.
Curtis. Sorry,
Yep.
Curtis. So yeah, Curtis is here. And where'd you come from? It was.
I got to show off my Baby Lock
Baby
logo
Lock,
while I'm here.
Yep.
I was a Baby Lock dealer for like 20 years.
Okay.
And then through a series of interesting events, I'm now selling chairs. So
Hey,
there's that.
still in the industry, right? Yep. We love our sewing machines. So perfect. Thank you so much. And we're going to be bringing more of these chairs to you. I'm short with back problems. I'm a hard time getting fit. These chairs, sitting in it's pretty amazing. I know I love the koala chairs and stuff like that. For the price point of those, these chairs are pretty amazing. So we're going to be bringing new stuff to you. So tune in for sure Thursday night on those chairs. We're gonna be able to take a look at those. So a couple more things with the machine is this little spacer that people often ask. What is this little spacer here? Okay, so what that is for is our machine takes class 15 bobbins, a plastic class 15 bobbin that we're all used to using. There's other size bobbins out there, oftentimes pre-wound L-size bobbins. I'm gonna run and grab what that one looks like real quick so we can see. Oh, good. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. Just an L size here. So, okay. Sorry about that. So the L-size bobbins, this is what an L-size bobbin looks like. It's often cardboard sided. It's a little smaller than our class 15 bobbins. Our class 15 bobbins are a little taller in height. So what this spacer is used is you're supposed to put that spacer in your bobbin case like this. Okay, and then this can be used to raise it up to the right height. That's only for L-size bobbins. We don't use that very often, but they include the spacer for it. So don't use the spacer if you're using the plastic bobbin, because that one fits in directly. Okay? Does your apron bib say under the burger? Oh, it says the big cheese. Okay? Yeah, there it is. The big cheese. And this was done with photo stitch, one of the new features on the Baby Lock Avenir and Radiance, and it's one of the things I was most excited about with this. But I took a cheeseburger picture and turned it into stitches, put it on the apron. Some of the other things that I did was some of these handsome little devils here. We got a Labrador Retriever I did with photo stitch. We did Millie, Mr. Wiggles. We did our little Frenchie there. We did our bunny rabbit. But I'm telling you what, I keep looking at this Frenchie. If I look at him one more time, I'm gonna have to go find a Frenchie breeder out there and get myself a little Frenchie. I think he's cute as can be. But let's look at some of the pictures here of what they look like before they were stitches. Here's this guy. So that was our picture, and that's how we turned into stitches. We got Millie over here. Here's Millie. That one turned out real nice. And then our Frenchie, here's our Frenchie. Turns out real cute. So that's one of the new features, is this photo stitch. And I had a bunch of products to show you guys today, but I think we're going to wrap it up for now, and we are going to kind of show these products at the next show at 3. I'm going to just cover photo stitch at 3 o'clock. The next lesson we're going to do today, photo stitch, we'll go over some of the items that I wanted to show you guys that I thought you guys might like. So tune back in. Was there anything else we had to do today, Kate? Was that it? That was good. We're getting close to 1. So I have a meeting with Ellen. She's our coordinator at the Crown Plaza to finalize the menu and things for the event. So I'm going to pick out some really good food for us. So I have that meeting, and we'll be back on at 3 o'clock to check out photo stitch. So if anyone out there is interested in one of these new top-of-the-line machines, we have deals for you. We have cruise machines, all kinds of exciting things going on here. So we'll see you back at 3, and I thank you for tuning in. So, all right, thanks everyone.